Investigators are done digging at a Southcrest home where they found human remains this week, but the work to ID who those remains belong to and who put them there is still far from over. It is time for the Streamline, everything you need to know in 10 minutes or less. ABC 10 reporter Adam Campos joins us live from the home with the disturbing new details and the next steps in the search for answers. Adam.
Hey, good morning, Mel. We are right here outside of the home, and now that investigators have cleared the area, it seems that they are done digging around the home, but they're still working to learn whose remains they found and how long they've actually been here at the home. Now, we are learning new details about the person of interest, Dwight Roan's time here at the home. ABC 10 News spoke with the current property owner, and he says he evicted Dwight Roan and paid him $2,500 to leave in July of 2023. And we also obtained a 2017 restraining order filed by Roan's sister-in-law, Ernie Monia, who was the previous owner of the house. And in it, she accused him of bringing people into the house who she says were drunk or on drugs. And when she confronted him about it, she says he got angry and destroyed her bedroom door. Monia also says he repeatedly threatened her if she didn't listen to what he wanted. And I got the chance to speak with another one of Roan's family members yesterday, and he says Roan was just always in trouble.
We didn't spend that much time together because, again, I can remember like he'd be in prison for 5 years, out for 8 months, in prison for 6 years, out for a year.
Now, we are still waiting on a press conference from officials about what exactly they found here at the home. And we saw them digging up several holes around the backyard and crawling into the crawl space. But a spokesperson from San Diego police tells us that it could be weeks before the medical examiner's office actually identifies who these remains belong to. Live in Southcrest, Adam Campos, ABC 10 News.
This morning, the Supreme Court is allowing Texas to move forward with its new congressional maps. That gives Republicans a chance to flip 5 Democratic seats in the midterm. A lower court has ruled the redrawn maps discriminated based on race, but the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Texas lawmakers who argue the new maps were drawn purely for political advantage, which the Supreme Court has previously allowed. Now, critics argue this Supreme Court decision has the appearance of partisanship.
Over the last year, the Supreme Court has repeatedly issued emergency orders that have set aside existing law and the careful work of district courts when asked to do so by the Republican Party.
The Trump administration is suing California, where voters approved their own redrawn maps to give Democrats an advantage. Newsom responded to the Texas ruling overnight, calling out Attorney General Pam Bondi, saying, quote, "So you're going to drop your lawsuit against us, right, Pam?"
Overnight, the Pentagon released new video of another U.S. airstrike against a suspected drug boat in the Eastern Pacific. Officials say 4 people were killed in this strike, and the announcement came the same day that military officials showed a group of lawmakers video of the controversial second strike on a suspected drug boat off Venezuela. 2 survivors of that initial attack were killed. Lawmakers are now split, mostly along party lines, over that action.
I didn't see anything disturbing about it.
What I saw in that room was one of the most troubling things I've seen in my time in public service.
Meanwhile, lawmakers from both parties say Admiral Frank Bradley, the commander who directed the attack, told them Secretary of War Pete Hegseth never gave an order at the start of the mission to kill everyone on the boat. The Democrats want the administration to release the entire video. President Trump says he intends to do so.
This morning, Education Secretary Linda McMahon begins her 50-state History Rocks tour, but some parents at her first stop are sharing some concerns. The tour is meant to inspire interest in American history, but it's also a partnership with conservative groups, including Turning Point USA and American First Policy Institute. Some parents say the event is bringing politics and religion into the public school system.
A federal grand jury is rejecting another attempt to indict New York Attorney General Letitia James. This was the second time that a grand jury has weighed these charges against her. Last month, the federal judge tossed out the initial fraud case, saying President Trump unlawfully appointed Lindsay Halligan as the prosecutor. This ruling this week rejected the charges themselves. The case centers around a property James bought in Virginia. She's denied any wrongdoing, and there's no word now if prosecutors might try to indict her a third time. A California lobbyist and a former state aide are pleading guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and defraud the U.S. government. Greg Campbell was in court Thursday. Federal prosecutors say he helped former state aides Dana Williamson and Sean McCluskey take $225,000 in campaign funds. Williamson was a top aide for Governor Newsom. McCluskey worked under former U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra. According to court documents, the money was taken from an inactive campaign account for Becerra and then added to McCluskey's personal account. Campbell accepted a plea deal. He faces up to 10 years in prison.
I have a customer here that some other customers were suspicious of, that he looks like the CEO shooter from New York.
Now you're hearing the newly released 911 call that led to the arrest of Luigi Mangione. He's accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson 1 year ago in an assassination-style shooting. Along with that call, more evidence came out in court on Thursday, including a video of the moment prosecutors say Mangione shot Thompson. Prosecutors also showed pictures of items they found on Mangione and inside his backpack, including more than $7,000 cash and a fake New Jersey driver's license. Mangione's defense is fighting to toss out the evidence from that search, arguing that police searched his backpack without a warrant and ignored his rights. A ruling on what evidence will be allowed at trial likely won't come until next week.
If you're in the market to buy a car, experts say this is the month to do it. Here are a few ways you can make sure you're getting the best deal.
You can see 4 rows of vehicles just right here. There's so many things to look at. If you just get a good shot of the selection.
Carl Albright, the general manager of National City Auto Center, says right now car shoppers have the upper hand.
There's a lot of specials going on. We've got banks fighting for their financing because everyone wants to close out the year strong. Dealers want to close out all their incentives and get everything done because whatever you don't use by the end of the year, it's a new budget next year.
But in order to get the best price, shoppers need to be prepared even before they get to the dealership lot. First, know what type of car you're looking for. Do your research on the price and know what budget you want to stay in. Shoppers should also look at their loan options. Check to see if you pre-qualify for an auto loan so you can compare that to the rate you're given at the dealership. When looking at the average cost for a car, according to data from the Kelley Blue Book, the average new car sold for just under $50,000 in October, which has moved more shoppers towards the used car lots, where the average used car listing sat at just under $26,000. Carl says his sales reflect this, as more customers are stopping by to look at their used car inventory.
75% of my inventory is less than $20,000. That's what everyone's looking for. So we buy what we sell, and we sell what we buy.
Carl says shoppers should ask for deals, as most places offer different types of discounts for customers who are military or first responders.
If you don't ask, they're not going to give it to you. I mean, if you don't walk up and say something, you'll never get the answer.
But he says be careful when approving credit checks. Make sure you aren't allowing too many in a short period of time.
The first time you run your credit for the next 14 days, it's going to count as one credit hit as far as your score, and it's only a few points. It will show every bank that's seen your credit. Just be smart about it. So don't shop, give out your credit when you're not ready to buy. When you're ready to buy, sit down with the people and let them help you out.
Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Now, thousands of people across Nevada and California woke up to a shocking alert Thursday morning, warning of a 5.9 magnitude earthquake that never happened. The supposed quake centered in Dayton, Nevada. It's about 40 miles south of Reno, but warnings spread all the way to the San Francisco Bay, and the U.S. Geological Survey quickly deleted the warning from its website, saying, quote, the event did not occur, adding that it was now looking into why the warning was issued. As confusion spread, some fake images of destruction began circulating on social media, many of them tongue-in-cheek, but officials stressed that human error was not the cause of this false alarm. Got to be a startling way to start your day, though. That's your ABC 10 News Streamline. Everything you need to know today in under 10 minutes.